Why you should never force a relationship. Let it go and set yourself free. Have you ever found yourself holding tightly to someone who no longer holds on to you? Maybe it started beautifully. The calls were constant, the texts were sweet, and everything felt like a fairy tale. You smiled at your phone every night, feeling chosen and seen. But slowly, things changed. The messages stopped coming. The warmth faded. You began to feel unwanted in the same relationship that once made you feel so alive. Still, you stayed. You tried harder. You loved deeper. You begged, pleaded, compromised, hoping they would come back to the person they used to be. You believed maybe, just maybe, if you gave more, loved harder, stayed patient, things would fix themselves. But here's the truth. You should never have to force a relationship. Real love doesn't need to be begged for. When someone truly cares about you, you will feel it, not just in their words, but in their actions. You won't have to remind them of your worth or ask for their attention, time, or loyalty. These things flow naturally when the connection is real and mutual. But when you're the only one fighting to keep the relationship alive, it becomes exhausting. You begin to feel like a burden rather than a blessing. You start to question your value and wonder what you're doing wrong. Let me tell you clearly, it's not your fault. You're not too emotional. You're not asking for too much. You're simply trying to love someone who either doesn't know how to love you back or doesn't want to. Or maybe you are just loving the wrong person. One of the biggest traps we fall into is self-blame. We look in the mirror and wonder, what's wrong with me? But often, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not hard to love. You just gave your heart to someone who wasn't ready, willing, or capable of receiving it the way you deserve. Relationships should bring peace, not confusion. They should bring comfort, not anxiety. If you constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells or doing all the work to keep things together, then something's not right. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because they're not the right one. You can't force someone to be faithful. You can't make someone stay if they don't want to. You can't convince someone to love you the way you need to be loved. Trying to do so only leads to pain. You'll find yourself shrinking just to fit into their world, bending over backward for someone who won't lift a finger for you. You'll beg for calls, plead for time, cry for attention, and still feel empty. And here's the most heartbreaking part. If you force a relationship, you will literally have to beg for the things you deserve, but it won't be given to you. You'll beg for the bare minimum, for loyalty, for respect, for love that should have been freely given. And even then, it won't come. Not because you didn't try hard enough, but because you were never supposed to fight this hard for something.